this video, we're going to get into what it's like to live and chill in Hoboken, New Jersey. What's going on? It's Eddie Casanova with eXp Realty here in North New Jersey. If this is your first time hitting up this channel and you want to know everything there is to know about living, chilling, and working in North New Jersey, then be sure to hit that subscribe and that bell. So my team and I, we get calls all of the time from folks who are looking to relocate from places like New York City over here to North New Jersey. So if you need help with doing so, feel free to reach out to us. We would love to help you out. All right, so like I said, we're in Hoboken, New Jersey for the day. We're going to explore this town that happens to be right across from downtown Manhattan. And just a beautiful day today. It's mid-October, and I felt like it was a great day to come out and show you what this town is like, why people move from New York, specifically from Manhattan over here. So right now we're in the Pier A Park. Super nice park, especially on a day like today. Even though we're in the middle of October, it's a beautiful day, just perfect weather, and perfect to come out and sit on that grass and have a nice picnic. You can see some folks taking a nap on there. It's that comfortable today, and you can't beat this view of downtown Manhattan, which is why I wanted to kind of start here. So much history with this town. If you're somewhat familiar, you probably know what I'm talking about. All right, so right behind us we have the New York waterway, and we have some helicopters, but that pretty much takes you all the way up to actually Midtown Manhattan. And I don't know if you can see back there, that is the Freedom Tower. So great commute into Manhattan if you like boats. This is probably a little bit of a better view of this Pier A Park. Like I said, it's a beautiful day to kind of come out here, hang out. You have people that are just out with their laptops, sunbathing, playing with their dogs. So if you're in this, part of Hoboken, this is where you come to kind of unwind and hang out, enjoy a day like today. Back here is what was known as the Lackawanna Railroad. A lot of history with this railroad. The original railroad is obviously no longer in service. I think the line was decommissioned in 1960 or something like that, and it was in operations from the 1850s all the way to the 1960s. So a little bit of history there. One of the reasons why people tend to gravitate towards this part of New Jersey is because you're pretty much, especially if you're in this part of Hoboken, there's so many ways to get to Manhattan, get to New York City, or even other parts of New Jersey. Right behind me, as you can see, is the waterway. Over in this direction is where the light rail is, and then you have New Jersey Transit trains over here. Let's see if we can get it better. Yeah. So that will take you to other parts of Jersey, like Bergen County. And not to mention, there are some buses outside this little terminal. So there's just so many different ways to get around from here. Pretty much get out of this town into the city. And depending on what mode of transportation you're taking, you can be in Manhattan in less than 10 minutes, which is pretty amazing. All right, so pretty much what I've been walking up is the Hudson River waterfront walkway. And this is super, super nice, especially on a day like today. And even on a decent, cool evening, it's super nice to come out here, especially since there are a fair amount of good restaurants to go to. So definitely highly recommended, and we kind of take you through this little walkway here. So as you can see, pretty much I went all the way around. That's where we started, and a lot of folks come out here to take pictures because, as you can see, the views are absolutely amazing. I've actually done a photo shoot here. I think it was here or somewhere around here. So perfect place take pictures, and you know, I can't say enough about this specific area here. You can't go wrong coming out here and hanging out for a bit, you know. All right, so right now we are walking down Washington Street, and I would say that this is probably one of the biggest sort of attractions or things that tend to appeal to folks who are looking to be in Hoboken, because there's pretty much everything here. I mean, we just passed a Sephora, there are a ton of restaurants, and so it's just the kind of area where you can eat, drink, work out, pretty much do anything you want to do. This street pretty much extends pretty far. I'd say about roughly 2 miles. There's so much to do on this street that I think you can pretty much dedicate an entire video to Washington Street here in Hoboken. So right behind me we have Carlos Bakery. Of course, I had to include this into this video. This place is of course famous. We've all seen the show, and if you haven't been here, definitely check it out. I mean, cakes are amazing. I had to feature this restaurant because we come out here all the time. The food is great. It's called La Isla, and there are a fair amount of Cuban restaurants, as a matter of fact, in Hoboken. Definitely recommend. They're not. They're not paying me to say it, but they're that good that I have no problem, you know, telling you to check it out. So right behind me there is a Retro Fitness. So if you like to work out, this actually is a very good facility. I was actually working out here before I even started this video, so my arms are a little tired right now, but it's a very nice facility. I would definitely check it out if you are into working out. All right, so right behind me is Mad Hatter. It's a pretty popular bar here in Hoboken, so if you want to get your drink on, I would definitely check them out. And I hope that you've been able to hear me so far. You know, obviously everybody's out and about. This is a very busy time of the day, and it's nice. People are still trying to, you know, soak in the good weather because we're in the middle of fall, and soon it's going to get very cold. So one of the things that I kind of wanted to touch on, being that we're talking about moving to this town and living in here, is the cost. Obviously, I would say it's one of the most expensive places to live here in Hudson County, and pretty much it's because you have all of this, right? And you know, obviously I'm not going to show any properties during this video because that's for another one, but you know, there's a lot of nice houses, a lot of nice condo buildings in this town, and you know, so between that, it's a great area. There's a lot to do, you know, that comes at a price. But folks who are kind of looking for that Manhattan feel, but you know, don't want to be in Manhattan, I would say, you know, Hoboken's probably a great alternative, in my opinion. So it's pretty hard to kind of tell you every little street that I've been on because that would probably be overkill. Right now, like I said, we're walking up Washington Street. We're between 3rd and 4th Street. There's a Starbucks across the street, and there's a handful of those in this town, as you can imagine, in addition to a lot of boutique coffee shops. So there's no shortage of coffee shops in this town. Okay, so right now we are in Nosotros Park. Right behind me is Blue Eyes. It's an Italian eatery, and that's it, guys. I'm wrapping up the video. There's so much more to this town than I've been able to squeeze into this video, but if you're interested in learning more about what you need to do to relocate to either Hoboken or any other part of northern New Jersey, feel free to give my team and I a shout. We would love to help you out. In the meantime, take care. I'll see you in the next video.